A for Anna says, what is at will? Is it true that usually you use it at the end of the sentence? What does it mean? At will means that you can do it when you want to do it. That's it. Exactly when you want that to happen. Now, usually it's about things that you would have control over. For example, you couldn't say that you can cause a tornado in Nebraska, right? Because, well, unless you're a superhero, then that's kind of ridiculous. But excuse me, if if you're describing a superhero, then you would say that they can do that. They can do that at will. You would be right to say that they would do that at will if that was their superpower, like Storm from the X-Men. She can cause a tornado at will. She can cause a tornado at will. Now, could you say, at will, she can cause a tornado? It's grammatically correct. Yes, you could put that at the beginning of the sentence with a comma after it. It's a prepositional phrase, comma after it, and say, at will, she can cause a tornado. That is not as common, not nearly as common as putting it at the end. But we don't usually talk about superheroes, so we talk about ourselves. So what can you do at will? Well, probably a lot of things, but you wouldn't mention it unless it were somehow different or not normal compared to what other people can do. For example, right? I knew someone in high school. It's a very weird thing. I knew someone in high school who could throw up, vomit at will. Now, most people I know can't just throw up whenever they want to. Why would you want to do that anyway? But this guy used to be able to just immediately throw up. He would sit there, and then after 2 seconds, he would throw up. He could throw up at will. Now, why did he do that? He just thought it was funny, and people would gather around him and say, oh, do it. High school. Stupid, right? Very stupid. But that's just a way to say that that's what he could do, and it's a way to focus on his ability as soon as he intends that to happen. So will is about your intention and what you want to happen. And you can will something that doesn't happen, but we describe something being done at will as when we want it to happen, it does happen. So he could do that, and that's different, and that's why we would describe that as at will, because it's unusual. You wouldn't say something like, I can blink at will. Yeah, of course you can blink at will, but why in the world would you mention that? Everyone can blink at will. It's not interesting. But if you can slow your heart rate down to 20 beats per minute at will, that's unusual. That's interesting. Then you might say it. Then you might use it. So it's usually to describe that kind of thing which is outside of the ordinary, which most people can't do. Then it makes sense, right? Like regurgitating a frog. Have you ever seen David Blaine? He puts a frog in his stomach and then he makes the frog come back up at will. It's very interesting. Kind of crazy to watch, but very interesting. It's a good question, Anna. Guys, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, like, if you don't mind, and check out my full courses in the links in the description.